I fell in love with a girl who was sitting in the school seat in front of me in the classroom. The most beautiful girl you could ever imagine. You know, the way she walks, the way she looks, the way she moves, the way she is, her eyes, her nose, her mouth, the collection of her was extremely beautiful. Every detail, every feeling I see when I feel when I look at her was fabulous. But I was shy. I never dared to look any girl in the eye. You know, I didn't dare. I was so shy. But I won't let that stop me from telling her that I love her. So one day I was courageous enough to take a pen and a paper to write her a letter. So I wrote the first initial of my name, O, and the first initial of her name, H, and a heart in the middle. I thought that was the best thing I could ever do, the most romantic, the most beautiful thing. And she will fall in love the minute she opens that paper. And I left it on her seat and I went back to the corner to hide, to see when she comes back from the break. She comes closely, slowly to the seat, and she gets the paper, open it in her hands, and she opens it like this, and that's the moment where I would shine. That's the moment when she's supposed to smile and be happy and fall in love with me. She opens that paper and they tears it apart, throw it in the trash. It's very funny to say it today. It was heartbreaking at that moment. My heart was thrown in the trash. Every feeling I had for her was thrown in the trash. I don't know what to do. So when I go back home, I have to think about anything but her, but I can't think about anything but her. I sit there in my room. My mom calls for me. I can't. I'm busy. I'm studying. I can't study. I can't do anything except thinking about the fact that she rejected me. But the day after, I can't give up, so I write another letter. Take the pen, the paper, and I write my first initial O, first initial H, and a heart in the middle. But this time, I perfume it. It smells lovely. And I hide in the same corner, and she comes. She takes the paper, smells it. It smells fantastic. Tear it apart, throw it in the trash. The beauty of the smell doesn't matter. So when I don't know what to do. I get frustrated, go back home, I'm angry, I want to punch things. I don't know what to do. How can I get that love that I want to get? But I tried once, twice. And if that means something, it means that I can try 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, 100 times. I can try forever until I got what I want, until I get that love that I felt like I deserved. And one day I decided this letter is going to be fabulous. So I took the pen and a paper and I wrote my first initial, her first initial, and a heart in the middle. But I colored it very lovely with a different perfume, a girl perfume that smelled fantastic. And I left it on the seat. I knew she will take it, throw it in the trash, but doesn't matter. As long as I have some hope, she will get that. And she comes from the break and she takes the paper, smells it, nice. And in my head, the picture is playing faster than what she's doing. So I imagine her throwing it in the trash, but she comes to take the paper and she smiles. And she put it in her pocket. And if that means something, it means that she loves me. And every move and everything about it. She loves everything about me. That's what my brain was telling me at that moment. If she takes that letter, she loves me so much. And 2 years has already passed since the first letter. It's not the first time. And when she actually told me that she loved me in her own letter that she wrote to me, I received a phone call from my cousin with the name Bashir. Bashir called me and said, Omar, things are getting really wild downtown. You got to come to this city. And if there's one thing that I loved more than that girl, it's wildness, crazy things. I went to the city and that was on the street, thousands of people. all jumping, freedom, freedom, freedom. I didn't know what freedom meant at that time. Doesn't matter. The girl I want loves me. That's all that matters, you know? So being in a protest with thousands of people was not about freedom for me or politics or democracy. It meant about a collection of nice people enjoying their time. They're having a good party, you know, good music and good food and so on. Flowers, everybody has a rose. When you come to the protest, they give you a flower. So I would take this flower, the best thought that comes to my mind, this is a nice, expensive flower. I will take it with me to give it to her tomorrow. That was among the most meaningful thing of these protests for me when I was 15 years old. The only disturbing thing in these protests, though, was that on the other side of their protest, there was soldiers holding their guns. And an officer walking in front of them, slowly, step by step. And suddenly, while you are in the middle of the protest, the officer screamed, "Load!" They're loading all these guns. Aim! They're aiming at the people. And when it gets super, super quiet and you don't hear anything anymore, poof, 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 poof,